It's Wednesday. I'm not going to say the date because that just dates me. It's like, that'll, yeah. So, gotta get myself organized here. Get a little bit of organization going in my day. All right, so here we go. Time to start actually doing some painting. Okay, so I prepped some guys a little earlier in my previous stream. So I've got these guys who actually she's pretty cool with the wings. I didn't realize how cool that is actually, but I got to get some primer on things. Um, she is on the docket to be painted, but not immediately. This guy is number one. He's going to be the first one. He's a contest mini, so I will be trying to get him going. So I will have to clean him up a little bit, start getting some paint on him. This guy I want to get painted, but like I said, there's about 4 minis in my immediate to do list. Um, there's one, two. Yeah, okay. All right, so these are the guys on my near future to-do list. The ones I would like to get done before the end of the year. But these two are kind of on the back burner. This one will play good as one of the hags for um, the campaign I'm running. So she's kind of important. I could use an extra hag. I don't have enough of them, so that would work. So she may actually have to get her playtime in. Let me check my camera. It's kind of weirding out here. That should make it a little bit better. Yeah, so when I'm looking close, yeah. There's a lot of reflection on this guy. He is made of metal. So those guys need primer. Obviously, the metal guys always need primer. These guys will probably need just a cleaning. They are bones. Bones figures are typically um, ready to go. They say you just got to clean them up. I like to get primer on them just because I feel more comfortable with primer on them. But if I want to get anything done right away today, for example, I need to get primer on. Now this guy's already got some primer. He's a metal mini as well. I don't know what the heck happened to his face. I feel like some kind of painting already started with him, but that's no big deal. I'll just do some orange and fix up the face, and he'll be pretty much ready to go face wise. I don't think he's going to take much, but the rest of his body's going to take a little bit. How do you like his shield? Huh? He's running a coffin lid for a shield. All right, and then this is just a guy I need to get done at some point soon. So we'll see how that goes too. Um, let's see here. Well, let's do it. Let's get some stuff down. Let's get some. Take these guys. These are the ones all on the next few months docket, so they're all going to need some primer. I don't have an airbrush even. I normally like to do this with airbrushing, uh, but sadly I can't because I don't actually have an airbrush. My airbrush died. It puttered out, stopped producing air. It's like you turn it on. It's like there's the paint water, whatever I've got on there just doesn't want to come out. So I'm doing this with the Reaper Minis. Reaper Minis are typically ready to paint. That's their their MO is that they're ready to paint. Oh, that didn't work. Um, which means all you really have to do is clean them. That's what they say. That's the That's the story anyway. They're sticking to it. Now, usually it's true. I have found that if you kind of scrub off the resin that comes with the so this is just water. Soap probably a little bit more effective. I found. Now the thing is, if you don't get it all off, it can be problematic because you're just basically leaving areas that the paint won't stick. That's what happens, and you end up putting a lot of effort in it. So that's why it's kind of almost better just to prime them. Thin coat of primer will just make your life easier. I might do it. Thing is, I just wish I had my just wish I had my airbrush. 'Cause I have spray can primer too, which I can do, I suppose. Might go a little faster. It's just, although you can clean them off like that, but again, you don't know for sure what you're gonna. You never know what you're gonna get until you start painting, and the paint doesn't stick. Oh yeah. Apparently, I didn't have quite enough glue on the mini I put on here. As a result, or on the flex iron. So as a result, I ended up with it came off because it was only on 3/4 of the way anyway because it was a defective piece of flex iron. So one of the shows my wife and I have been watching, we've been watching Endeavour. Have you watched that? It's a British detective show, and we've been kind of getting pretty hooked on that one. It's for like third season. It's only like 8. I think there's only like 8 or 9 episodes a season, so it's actually a pretty short show, but 9 seasons. So it's kind of funny. That's one thing about binge watching, right? You know when a character is going to die, or when a character can potentially die, because you're just like, you never see a show going, is this the last season? Is he going to die? You never do that because you're like, well, you know there's 5 more seasons, so nobody ever dies. It's like, he's the main character. He ain't going nowhere. I mean, whatever nonsense they're trying to pull on you right now, obviously he doesn't die because he's like the main guy. But sometimes you do wonder, it's like the secondary, the second most important guy on the show, or whatever it is. And it's like, wait a minute, isn't he like he's like the main secondary guy? Is he leaving the show? Is that going to be the end of him? It's like at one point, like we were just watching a show where secondary guy was getting really sick. And we're like, I think he's going to die. He's going to leave the show. Oh no. Because we like him. But that resolved itself. At least we think it did. I mean, again, this is a show that you don't know for sure, because anybody who's not a main character, right, is like subjected to possibly being the end at any time, right? There's no guarantee of anything. So okay, on to the next character. All right, so I guess I can't prime everybody, because without an airbrush it's going to be a pain in the rear. So let's just start something. Let's go ahead and get on to the next guy. I can deal with these guys later. I'll do airbrush priming on them later. which is not great for doing on stream because I'm not going to do that in here. Not airbrush, but spray can primer. So that means these guys have to get out of the way, but I'm running out of space because I'm letting myself get cluttered. I was going to go DoorDash to help pay for my my addiction to minis and my need to buy more minis. But DoorDash said they weren't taking any dashers right now. Apparently there's too many of them out there apparently. It's like, yeah, we don't need you right now. You're not please stay home. So I went and picked up my taco from Taco Bell. Taco Bell was doing a special thing where they're like during their little taco international or national taco day, where you can pay $10 and for 30 days you're allowed to come and get a taco, one of their 6 tacos or whatever. And so I said, I can do that. They're only a mile from my house. So I've been having tacos. Today I tried, okay, so no, I don't like sour cream, but I do like everything else that's in the Supreme, which is really the only difference is, besides sour cream, is that you get tomatoes. You still get cheese in all of them. Maybe it's lettuce too. I don't know if there may not be, maybe there's not. Maybe there's not cheese or not lettuce in the other ones too. But I like the lettuce and the tomato, but I don't like the sour cream. For one, too fattening. Two, I don't like the taste. It's yucky. Of course, their sour cream is almost like cream. I mean, it really doesn't have a lot of flavor going for it. So, all right, so let's get a picture of this guy in his ready to be painted state. He's my new, well, let's see, he's a D&D mini, sure. Actually, I'm going to call him a contest mini. Let's create a new project. So we'll go here. We'll say contest. Oops. Oh, what is that? COB test? COVID test? Contest. Minis. That ought to be interesting, huh? All right, so then I will add, what is this? Add a sub-project. We'll call, who is this guy anyway? Dang it, I forgot his name. He's something McSomething. I wonder if I should, so somebody ever asked, hey, what mini is that? I can go, well, let me see. I don't normally ever keep track, but since I can, who is this guy? Jeez, I don't know. Cars Carval. Cars Carval? Lich. Let's go ahead and write him down. He's Cars Carval. Let's see, Lich. And then I'm going to also put in, let's say what I'm doing this for. Reaper Fall Contest. Fall Quarter Contest 2023. There we go. All right, let's get a picture of this boy. Let's see, we'll go right there and there and there. Got my nice something. shadow causing that, probably from the lights hitting the camera. That's right, I'm not worried about it. What else do I got? Sessions, let's start him. Let's start him up. Alright, so we're definitely going to put some primer on him to start. I definitely think it's a necessity because I don't really want to go through the hassle of cleaning him. I don't know what's more effort, prime him or just clean him. I mean, theoretically, you should clean it regardless, right? I mean, just give him a scrub, even the most basic of scrubs, right? Because just because. Probably should be warm water too. I don't know what this what they call the releasing agent that they put on these guys is. And I don't know, this guy might, I'm starting to wonder if the bones black are even injection molded, to be honest, because I got a mini over here that looks like a bones black, but he's got a bunch of stents on him that, you know, that come from a 3D printer. You don't get that stuff from injection molding. Maybe this will scrape off some alright. I'm putting primer on him anyway, so. Can you prime? Is it possible to do like, how do you do, oh, I know. That's right. There's a, what do you call it? Zenithal priming. But I was wondering how you do that with, you know, without spray paints, without spray primers or airbrush. But typically, I think the rule is you paint them in black, and then you dry brush them in white or a light gray, and you get that same effect. So I'm gonna prime him in black, and we'll see where that takes me. I know he's not supposed to, he doesn't need to be primed, blah blah blah. He's a Reaper. I know Reaper, they're supposed to be good, they're supposed to be what do you call it? Some would just do a wash. Now washes might be interesting. You still get that black shading effect, but it's not quite so overpowering. But the thing is, I'm doing it because I want to get a primer on there. And I want to be able to just slop it on, to be honest. Which you can do with black. That's why I'm leaning towards doing a black. I have a black. I don't think these would be, no, it has to be a primer. It has to be primer, because primer is the whole point of doing this. See, do I even have a black primer? I'm going to think of it. I'm not even sure I have black primer. I have gray and white and, I don't know, what is that? Nope, it's not primer at all. It's not even black. We got gray and, what is this? Aha, surface primer. You know, this is a black primer, but I don't know that I've ever used it. I'm not really a black primer kind of guy. It's just not my thing. I'm really more of a, and the thing is, when you do black primer, it's going to be interesting to see how other colors come out on him. Alright, well, I think that's going to take a good chunk. You know, it's funny, I've seen a lot of people posting lately how their spillages that have come from dropper bottles. And I'm like, dude, how are you spilling in a dropper bottle? Look, if it's not coming out, stop squeezing the bottle. Hello? It's like, it's paint. What do you think? How much do you really think you need to squeeze the bottle? If it's not coming out on the first little squeeze, it's not. It's plugged, man. Stop squeezing the bottle. Stop squeezing the Charmin. Yeah, I know. I'm dating myself. We're like, hey, wait a minute. How do you date yourself? You say. Oh, you know what I mean. Don't be silly. See, now I'm painting my primer lid of my primer bottle, and it's looking just like the original bottle. You can't even tell that it was primered. I primed my black lid white, and then I painted it with the black primer to show what color it is, and it's black. Voila! I don't even know why I primed that. That was silly. All right. I don't even know why I'm using this paintbrush, because this paintbrush can take me a month. A month, I say, to do it. I need a brush with a lot of bristles, and I don't care about what condition they're in. I just want crappy big bristles. Here we go. I'll just pick up a boatload of primer in there, soak up as much as this brush will take, and then we'll just slop it on him. Spread it out as quickly as we can. I don't even care about the base, because the base is black too, so we're going to be all black. Like I said, I never base. Never base, never prime in black. Oh, I might base something black, but not totally. It would just be the area that I actually want to be black. So, gotta go kind of fast, because I don't want it to dry. It's going to be weird, because I'm doing this because I want to do the Zenithal primey thing. I don't know. There's always somebody, or what do they call it? Slap chop. Which, I don't know. Why is it called slap chop? Because you slap on one color and chop it with the other? I don't know. Geez, that was enough. I almost got enough. I almost got enough paint on this guy. But I don't need to get more paint on my brush. I really got a lot of paint in it. That plus the little bit of moisture that was probably on him helped spread it out. Trying to be good. Watch my chat this time. I know yesterday or the other day I got raided, and I wasn't paying attention. I was getting ready to close shop, so I had kind of lost my focus on the chat because nobody had been around. And apparently, right after I lost focus, within a few minutes of my being ready to quit, I got raided. And I don't know. I don't even know how many people. I said I took that as a time to make some move, time to get my act together and put some alerts and stuff on my channel. But I don't know if they work, because somebody's going to have to actually come to my site and follow me or raid me or something, so I can see if they work. Because I don't know. They're Stream Elements things, and I have them set up for both of the two things I stream for. So for Apple, for YouTube, and Twitch. So either one should work if somebody does it. I won't know. I don't know what they do have sound, but again, somebody's gonna have to prove it. I don't know. I can't prove it until somebody does it. Pulls that trigger. Because I don't even know how Stream Elements does that. It's connected. Are they watching to see when I go live? Is the app like seeing when I'm live, and then somebody pushes a button while I'm live? It sends a signal to me. I don't know. It's a URL, so they must have some kind of a... But if I have to log in through Stream Elements, then it's not going to do anything, so I don't know if it works. We will see. Well, I think this guy is primed, man. primed as prime can be. I may have to work on another mini for a few minutes. I'm only out here for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes today. So what time is it? It's 9:15. Yeah, I've got maybe 15, 20 more minutes. So it's not meant to be a long. These evening ones are tough for me because I have to, you know, I work a regular day job. So that being said, gotta know when to call it quits, you know. All right, he's primed, all primed and ready to rumble. I might even take a little bit of like use this paint, thin it out a bit. It's water. Just because I feel like I want it to be just thinner. It ain't gonna ever wash it off completely. It's primer, but this will thin out whatever I've got on here. Hopefully, create a less. Just don't want any thickness, you know. All right. I think I got him thinned out, kind of where I want him now. More balanced out color, a little less black in places. You know, get him down to a nice even keel of black with enough gray underneath that it's still working for me. All right. All right. So he's got to dry before I can do anything else, which means I can maybe prime another dude that's ready for priming. I don't know who's on the docket. I do have guys that are who are on the docket to be painted. He's got his primer on. I would like to do a little bit more on him, but I got to first decide on who's next. All right, let's prime this dude just cause I got time to do it. I want to prime him. Let's go all in, man. Let's prime another guy in black. Let's see what he looks like all primed in black, shall we? Now, priming is rough on brushes, so I do not recommend you using good brushes for this kind of work. This is a crappy, not priming. I keep calling. Oh, it is priming. Never mind. Not basing. You don't want. This is not basing. It is kind of like basing because it works kind of the same, but you don't want this to be the color you leave exposed. It's not actual paint. It's just meant to give an adherent location for your actual paint. Somewhere for the paint to stick nicely. It is kind of a cool effect. The metal, I mean, he's not a metal ogre, but Should probably put him on there as a D&D guy though. Put him in the app. Like I said, this is not meant to be pretty work. It just needs to be a thorough work. It's not. Just trying to get all the silver covered. Because silver, this metal, it is not paint adhesive. Paint will not be your friend if you try to. Some paints are actually supposed to be like a. They actually have paints that are like supposed to have a primer built into them. Primer and paint all in one. I don't think they have too many acrylics like that though. I mean, I guess you can call the ones that are colored, right? Kind of a base color. I have a red primer and other color primers too, as well. So, yeah, it's not. You can kind of use them as a base. It's at the very least, it's a color that's friendly to the base you want to put on. Like if you want to make something red, use a red primer, and then it's not going to be hard to, you don't have to worry about trying to overcome a dark or even too light of a primer, right? Because if you're trying to paint something with a nice solid red, it can be difficult trying to get through a white even because the white will, try its best to turn it pink, and black, well, you're going to have a hard time getting a bright color out of black sometimes. So you got to end up pre-painting it, pre-basing it with something that can get you going in the right direction. Like you might pre-paint over an area in a black or in a gray to try to get it so that you're on your way to a color that's more friendly to red. But since the black will show through slightly, or even if you use just a wash or a thinner gray paint, it'll put a coat on that lets the black come through, but just less, right? It's almost as hard to tell all these details after priming as it is during. Priming is fast, but it's really hard on the brush. You can see my brush getting all flailed about. So, alright, so if anybody does come around while I'm doing this, hey, follow! Tell you what, if you happen to be staring and not really talking, just follow and then unfollow. I want to see, and then if you do and nothing happens on my screen, text me and go, your alerts don't work. Because I just followed and unfollowed and nothing happened. Now, the alerts won't tell me when you unfollow. So when you unfollow me, I won't even notice, except that I won't have gained any followers. And, oh, I know how many followers I have. Was it 100 and something or other? 110 or 12 or 14 or something like that. I think it was maybe it was 114 last I checked. I don't know. Try not to dwell on that too much, I'm not, it'll happen, people will follow when they follow, and if I'm not entertaining enough, then why would you follow? It's like me, I don't follow people unless I'm like, those guys, I'm getting something out of it, either entertainment or knowledge, or somebody cool to converse with. And in fact is, when somebody gets big enough in the old fame of streaming, you don't really get to converse with them that much because they're they're talking to everybody else. You know, it's hard. So they might reply. They'll, you know, that's how it works. But they might not. You know, they may not reply to everybody because there's just too many. I've followed some popular people, and man, their chat screens are just going. Like, have you ever actually tried to put a comment in, like on Critical Role's Critical Role's stream when they're going? Dude, it's like you barely hit the enter button and you're already off the screen. It's like, they have people who are monitoring that though, so they you know, they'll answer questions as they see them or if they do, but it's just not feasible to believe that you're gonna get anything in. So don't feel too bad if you don't. Most people don't. I don't think a lot of people get their comments in. And a lot of the conversation that goes on in chat is going on between the chatters. You say something and some other chat person will respond to you. You know, they'll answer on your behalf, or they'll make comments on something that's going on in the game, and you're like, yeah, I saw that, man. It's like, I hope they do this or they do that, but you're not going to hear. They don't reply. In fact, I don't think I don't know that any of them ever replied during chat. There's a couple of them that are watching it. I think they might reply every now and then, you know, but they don't. It's not a. It's like it's not normal. One thing about metal, nice, is the blades actually have a blade on it. Knives, they don't have that weird. Um, that weird, what do you call it? Square look where you have to, like, I have actually sharpened blades, the plastic ones. I'll take a knife and try to carve the edge off of it so they actually look more like there's an actual blade on a sword, because it just looks silly sometimes. It's just so square. I think he's all primed. I think I've kind of got him. Trying to do the underlook to make sure I didn't miss anything that's, you know, because if you don't do the underlook, you're not going to see, like the fact that I missed his entire under self. And then when you try to put paint on it, it won't stick because it won't stick to straight up metal. What the heck was that? That's weird. Some weird colored blob was in there. Good, I kind of used up a lot of that primer. So I was going for. Just had too much of it on my desk. And like I said, I was trying to. It's like some of these, I can't even tell that. It's like the paint kind of seeps off of it. Alright, I think. I've got him painted. Alright, so he's primed. I think he's ready to go. Should be enough primer on him now to actually get him started. Should I put him in my. Let's go ahead and put him in the collection. We'll just put him under D&D monsters. They call him an ogre mage, but you know what? Screw that. I'm calling him an ogre monk. I think it's dumb that he's called an ogre mage because he doesn't look at all. He doesn't even carry a staff. He's got like no magic items on him. I don't know why they called him that. Ogre. Alright, fine. Ogre mage. But I'm putting in monk as a side thing. here. Take a quick pic of him. Oops. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna need some light. He is not easy to see in the dark. I got one of these blasted me in the face. One of these blasted me in the face. Let's turn them both so they're like that. Alright, there you go. He's gonna take it takes a lot of light to make a black figure be photogenic. Okay, so yeah, I got him in there. I got the ogre mage. We'll just should I go ahead and add my primer to my palette? Might as well. Scan barcode. And then we'll do the same thing on that guy. And we will say primer, add, oops, nope, go back. So I don't know, it's funny how paints aren't actually in your inventory. Look, if I go to my library, and these are like everything, it's not the ones I own. Inventory, the ones I own, and as you can see, I have nothing. So it's like just because I add a figure, it doesn't put it in my inventory, which is really weird. Really, 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 really weird. Okay, so I wonder if there's a way to can you click it? Do you want to remove this? No. Create set from palette, stream this palette so you can stream and add. I don't know, man. Why can't you add your paints that you scan into your inventory? Another flaw in this app. Another flaw in the app. But hey, first paint covered in both of them, man. What time is it? Oh, 9:30. All right. So that guy's ready to be set aside for the moment. Now we're back to you. How are you looking? Are you dry? You might be ready for a quick white. Let's not go with white though, huh? Let's go with dry brushy white or a gray, like a gray color. How about like a that's silver. Definitely don't want to do silver. That would be interesting. Huh? A dry brush silver? Is that a thing? That'd be weird. Just have these odd sparkles all about him. That could be interesting. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. But not this day. Might be just a little over the topsy for this trial. I was going to do like a gray. What can be a good gray? Or what about could do something like a holy white, which will definitely, yeah, but then that makes him all gray. It just turns him into, I don't really want all gray. I'm going to just go with, let's see. How about Vampire Mist? There we go, Vampire Mist. Why not Vampire Mist on a Lich? It's about as perfect as you can get for the right kind of shade on him. Remember, this is just for a little bit of what do you call it? Slap chop, zenithal prime, whatever that term they want to use today is. slap chop this puppy right down onto my palette. That's what we'll do. We'll just slap it down. Slap it down and chop it up. Oh, and it's plugged. Plugged it, is it? Ooh, looked pretty good too. Now, if you use a what do you call it? A paper clip like I do. Be sure to scrape the paint off of it, so you're not leaving like little particles of your other paint inside of your colors. It would behoove you to not do that. Alrighty. Let's slap 'em and chop 'em, shall we? This is a smaller brush, though. I don't know. Yeah, that might work. It's right. Probably should wash that off. Still trying to. Alright, close enough. Alright, let's do this. Do the old. Now, this is, I don't know. Is it cheating? I don't know. They, different people have different opinions about doing slap chop versus doing it slow and intentional. I think, whatever works. I don't know. I like, if it gets you to where you're going, that's the important thing, right? It doesn't really matter if you've got access to a Maserati and you can pay for the gas, why not get there in a Maserati or a Lamborghini? It's not cheating, it's just faster, and heck, it's just sometimes it can get you to the destination just as easily as anything else. Hey, Drago Banco, how's it going, man? So, hey, my alert works. What do you know? that's that's cool. Thanks for coming in, man. Following. It's funny, it's weird though, because obviously I still have something not working. One, you saw that up in the middle. Bancho. Oh, Bancho. What did I say? I thought I said Bancho. Drago Bancho? No, Drago. Oh, did I say Banco like a bank. Sorry about that. Drago Boncho, like cheese. Got it. All right. Sorry about that. Hey, well, at least it needs some work. You are the first person to trigger my alert. So I just made them. Just made them like yesterday, last night, and today. So you're the first person to fire them off. So there we go. I know they work, but they are broken. Well, the first one was okay. A little off center. Got to fix that. my, my dweeb card. You gonna take back my dweeb card, or my web card? Oh, it didn't make any noise for you. It did make noise for me. But it did show. It showed a picture on my website too. Uh, but I'll have to look. There's like I said, there's some things that need work. like I said, my picture showed up in the wrong spot. Like you said, there's no sound, so I might have to mute that, or I may have to, maybe it's muted or something. Let me see. You know those alerts don't have a sound associated to them. I mean, they do have sound. I heard it. That's how I knew someone followed. But it also popped up my rate alert. So something's broken there. That didn't quite work right, and it had the wrong picture on it, which is also broken. So I got some work to do, but it's getting there. Oh, okay. So they had an option on there that says control audio. Each thing had a control audio through OBS checkbox. I don't know how that's controlled either way, but I did click that and it shows them was on. So they should make sound. I don't know. They made sound for me, or at least one of them did. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I watch some anime. Actually, you'll probably laugh. But one of the anime I've been watching a lot of is Spy Family. My wife and I have been watching that. So we're looking. That just released. The new episodes for the season started. The new one came out this week. And then I guess there's a movie coming out in like December. So, but I've watched actually quite a few different animes. Not all of them. I'm like I haven't seen everything. I watched X Hunter. Well, it's not an X, right? It's Hunter Hunter, something like that. I think it means they're hunting hunters, hunter hunters. I've noticed that the X is in the middle of everything, and I looked it up and I forgot what it said, what that meant. But it's not really part of the title. It's just a thing. Um, so anyway, this guy is about ready to go for painting now. I think I've got him pretty much where I wanted. I've got a little. He's kind of light on the priming on the Zenith Live. What I could do, actually, what they suggest is to do it like this: black, and then the light gray, and then do a brighter over the top where the sun would hit him. But he's a lich. Is he ever going to have the sun really? Or I guess he could have just bright light on him, right? I mean, that makes sense. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be sun. Could just be overhead lights. Let's go ahead and. I'm really kind of. I'm pushing my luck on my time. This is supposed to be a short session, but Let's go ahead and give him a top-down brightening. Okay, so there you go. There you go. There's pretty much what I was looking for. Just a a little more brightness on the upper half of him. Gets him to that state of there's more light on top than on bottom, right? So that's where he's going. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to call it. I know. Recommended 4 hours. Yes, a lot of people do stream that long, but dude, I just do not have those kind of hours, and I don't know if that maybe you definitely catch more viewers if you're streaming for 4 hours. I stream probably at least that in a week, in a lot of cases, but not all at once. Sometimes on the weekends I'll get a 2 or 3 hour time, and I might even do 2 or 3 hours a couple of times. But yeah, I'm a casual streamer. 4 hours. I know. I laugh, but it's true. There's a lot of people out there who stream that long, and they'll stream all day. And of course they're going to get more viewers, right? I mean, everybody. You're hitting the entire market. And the more you're there, the more people can see you, right? But nobody's going to watch your whole stream. I mean, I've looked at the averages, what people watch. It's 10 to 20 minutes. You're just catching more people. I mean, 20 minutes, most people are sick of you by then. Unless they're having a conversation with you or they're talking with you. But if all they're doing is watching, or like if it's something like an entertainment thing, I suppose. But I mean, how mesmerizing is it really to watch somebody paint? I don't know. I watch a few painters, and if I have them on for a long time, it's just because they're running in the background. I'm not really paying attention anymore. But I'll pay attention for those first 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm one of those people, but I've looked at the metrics on a few people, and yeah, there's not that much watching. But what you're doing is you're catching a lot of people. So if you're on for 4 hours and you get 20 minutes, and each 20 minutes has a shot at 10 or 15 more people, one of those people might actually stick around and hang out. So I get it. I'm just not a full-time streamer. I just don't have the time. And or I work full time. I have a real job. This is not a real job yet. Someday, if it ever makes that kind of money, but it's going to have to make a whole lot of money. I'm going to have to be the beast. No, I don't have to make as much as the beast. That guy makes a boatload of cash. So do a lot of these guys who have 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers. They're making boatloads of cash. But the majority of streamers don't make that much money. It's pizza money. It's like you do it enough, you get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. Some might get 5 or 10. I have a friend of mine who's got like 1,000 subscribers. He doesn't make any money. If he does, it's very little. But it's just a matter of doing it, sticking to it, and making friends. Yeah, but you do it. Okay, you stream. That's cool. I'll check out your stream too, by the way, Drago. 4 hours at a time during the day? Does your employer know about that? Or are you doing it when after? Because if I work 8 hours a day, and I get up early, but I work out in the morning, and I used to stream my morning workouts. I stream those, and those would be like 1 to 2 hour streams every time. Again, not 4. And I'm just finding that I don't have a niche there. I don't have a thing that I feel like makes it unique. There's too many people out there who are just streaming them working out at home. So I did have a niche thing that I was going to do, and I noticed that not a lot of people were doing it. but it proved to be very difficult to do consistently, and that is to use like all of these other people's workouts and then review them, do the workout, see what I thought, and I was doing that, and so problem is sometimes I get tired of doing those workouts and I need to do a new workout. I usually only do them for the period of time that they suggest, a month, 2 months, or whatever. Like I did some what do you call it? Jeff Cavalier's Beast workouts. I forgot what he calls the Athlete and X. That's his moniker. But he has a lot of different workouts, and I bought one, did it. It was pretty good. I liked it, but anyway, it just I kind of ran out of things that were unique, and now I'm just doing random stuff again at home. And I go to the gym sometimes. I was streaming from the gym, but people do that too. So you know, and that's a different. That's my striving to be Superman stream name, by the way. That's not this one. This one is my Active Minds Gamer. Although I use Superman stream logos and or alerts because I made them up. I made them, went by pictures and tacked some images on it, and I like them because I'm a Superman fan. Superman, do 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 do. But anyway, I have to head out. I have to get to bed so I can get up early, work out, do my day. I have been planning to do an additional stream at lunchtime, like 12 to 1 my time, Pacific Coast. Just do it like a lunchtime paint, but I've been having a hard time getting to it. Marvel Snap has been a problem. When I have a few minutes, I start playing, and then that turns into 15, 20 minutes, and then bam, I have no time left to paint. So that kind of goes out the window when you only have, you know, an hour lunch. Hey Drago, how many? I haven't checked out your stream yet, but how many followers you have? How long have you been doing it? How long have you been streaming? What's your? How long you been going at it? Okay, so here's the deal. See that little video up in the corner of my stream, right underneath my company logo? That's pretty good. 3 years. I've been going about 2 years. I think this December will be year number 2 for me, and I've got 100. So I got a year to catch up. I got a year to get 700 more followers. You know. Anyway, that little image underneath my company logo there is my business. I created those cases, and they are all over my desk and all back there. And I originally made 8,000, almost 9,000 cases, and sold them all out after a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And so I made some more. I did a little upgrade on them, made them a little bit better. Made about, this time I made a lot less because I was, you know, didn't want to take on too much. I've made 2,000 units. It took me a couple of years, sold those units. And now here's the deal. I'm not marketing at all. I mean, other than, this is like the extent of my marketing and going to conventions. So I thought, well, conventions are kind of expensive. And I don't currently, you know, I'm trying not to keep going into debt to sell these things. And then, well, it usually makes the money back, but it's like go into debt, make it back. Go into debt, make it back. So I was always afraid of the risk of buying more, buying enough that when I sold through them, I'd have enough money to buy more. So anyway, I decided to go. One time I said, you know what? People have been asking about you know, units that don't, you know, work a little different. So I upgraded, created a second kind of unit, made another 2,000 some units, sold through those. And then last time, I finally had an opportunity. They finally were able to create a clear case. That's the ones you see up there, totally clear. And I decided to do a Kickstarter for those. And I said, you know, I'm going to pay for half of it, no matter what. I said, I'm paying for half. I'm going to go ahead and just put in the Kickstarter for just a few $1,000s, and whatever I make. I just wanted to succeed. I made like $15,000. It ended up being like 20,000 once we went through the manager, what do you call it, the Kickstarter, or what do you call it, pledge manager. And so anyway, long story less long. We sold through those in like a month, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. The next Kickstarter I run, I'm gonna make enough that if I sell through them all, I'm gonna have money to make more. And I created a spreadsheet that keeps track of all that stuff. But now I can't launch this Kickstarter because I need to get enough followers and enough interest. I know I have a lot of people who've just said, that have bought them before, want more because they're an expandable case. And but I need to get it up to a critical mass. So I need to get like 800 to 1,000 people who are like, hey, let's buy this thing. So I said, you know what? I think I can try streaming, get people to start building up a little momentum online, and just try to let people know about my cases who are into miniatures, who like to paint minis, who like to collect miniatures, that kind of thing, who game with them. And that's how I sell. When I go to conventions, I typically will sell through five to 10 cases, several hundred cases at each convention I go to. So what you see there is in that picture is 4 cases. They're all attached. They're back to back, front to front, top to bottom. That's how they can connect. So they're an expandable case. They mount on the walls. They do all kinds of stuff. Anyway, that's why I'm doing all this. That is the ultimate point of my statement. I'm doing all this for that. And at some point, I'm hoping to build up enough interest and people who are interested in the cases that I can launch another Kickstarter, and I want to do that next year, where I make a bigger case with a lot of cool inserts in it to have, hold your paints in place and cool adjustable shelving, so you can put different size minis inside of there. You can store different types of minis, the whole kit and caboodle. So that's the plan. So I need to start making more effort. that's the thing. 4 hours once a week. The only days that could happen is Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday I get pretty close. Sometimes I'll do like 2 hours in the morning, but I usually take like a break. Some people I've noticed take a break and they don't turn off the stream. they just put I'll be back in a short bit. Like I'll go take a lunch break and stretch and do some stuff just to kind of get the blood flowing, and then I come back. But I also don't like to have streams that cross interests. So it's like I do video games and then I go paint. Well, that's 2 different streams. And I think it's more like you say, I think it's about 4 hours of time that you're available online. I don't think it has to be 4 hours straight, because ultimately nobody's watching you for 4 hours. I think it's very rare that anybody's watching you for 4 hours, unless you're doing something that keeps them engaged, like telling a story. Like here I am blabbing away. If this was interesting to somebody, how I made my cases and stuff, they might stick around for that. But that's a 10-minute conversation, right? 15 minutes. So coming up with things to talk about, which really isn't that hard. I can blather on about anything. But they're 10 to 15-minute segments of things. And so I'll start wandering off. And then if somebody comes up and starts a conversation, it might help keep things moving. But I also can get a little, what's the word? So, okay, one thing I will not get is you'll never see me get blue. In other words, I'm not a cusser. I'm family friendly. Me. I don't know about people who watch me. I'm family friendly, for the most part. What I mean by that is I do talk about things that some people might not like. I have my own opinions. Everybody does. I do talk about religion sometimes, not negatively. I'm a Christian, so I'll talk about, and I don't talk about like preaching, but I talk about things that kind of interest me, like what's heaven like, and what might heaven be like. I don't know. Nobody knows. and so some of these can get into interesting conversational points. So it's a little dangerous, little touchy conversation zones. But I won't get into a debate with people. I mean, I will discuss it and we'll talk about it, and people are of a like mind can ask questions, that kind of thing. But I'm not here to convert anybody. Atheists are atheists, agnostics are agnostics. Let everybody be what they want to be. I don't care. But when I talk about these things, it's just because it interests me. It's something that I'm like, this is kind of an interesting thought. I wonder if this would work, or I wonder how this might be. from the perspective of someone who believes in that stuff. And if a person doesn't believe, that's all their point. But what I don't want to get into is an argument of, oh, why do you believe in that stuff? You're wrong in thinking that. If somebody wants to start going there, I won't engage them. So it's gonna be kind of a one-way banter if that's the case. I'll say my piece and that's it. So that's kind of how I am. Yeah, and I want to build my community, um, but I do so many things. I have so many different interests that makes it difficult for me to spend time um, doing what I need to do. Like for one, I like to paint. I want to paint. I don't want to go work on my stream. I like to play video games. I want to play video games. I don't want to go work on my stream. Um, Saturdays, I don't work. I do things that are fun to me or interesting to me. That's my day off. That's the Sabbath. Yes, I'm not a Jew. I don't know why people always assume that if you believe Saturday is the Sabbath that you're Jewish. I just believe that God said take a day of rest. I am, and He said Saturday, and that's why I'm going with Saturday. The Catholic Church says Sunday, and so everybody else goes with Sunday. For those that take a rest at all, everybody should. I think everybody should take a rest, Christian or not, religious or not. You need time off. Everybody needs time off. They need to clear their mind. They need to do things that are just fun for them, and just let the week's block get out of your brain. And so I do that. That Saturday is my day. The only time I'll even exercise is if it's fun exercise. Like if somebody wants to go play tennis, hey, let's go play tennis. I don't believe that that's work. I think that's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. It clears my mind. It's energizing. But again, I do all these things. I work out. I play tennis. I bowl when I can, which is rare lately because I've had shoulder and elbow problems over the last few years. I paint. I play board games. I play video games. I work 8 hours a day, at least. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but on the norm. And I play board games by myself. I have a Frosthaven thing I do on my stream. I've been trying to do that. I've been painting a few Frosthaven minis here. So yeah, it's just so many things and not enough hours in the day. And some of that I have to carve out to make my stream better. I finally got alerts on there. I need to tweak them, make them better. And you're right. I need to engage in the community more. Talk more. Well, when people are around, stream gaming, that depends a lot on the game and who you are. If you're not popular enough on some of these sites, you're never going to be seen other than by random chance. YouTube is actually better for that. You're going to get seen more often because their algorithms are based on quality of video. They actually do algorithms that determine. So I won't be on theirs either because my quality of video is pretty eh. But it's not a worry thing. It's just the facts. I hear people talk and I watch all of the video experts and I hear stuff like this. I stream for fun, and that's the thing. That's why I don't make time for editing the videos, and I should. I have a lot of videos I've saved because I want to edit them, cut them out, and turn them into uploadables on YouTube because there are actually some things I want to keep and have them be a little more professional looking because they're content that I felt was keepable. Now YouTube lets you keep stuff eternally, but I go through those videos periodically and go, oh, this one's crap. delete. But people don't go back very often to watch, so. But the ones I leave up there, I like them to be at least decent. And I've noticed there's some that are terrible. Like I've had ones where recently I put up that little video and it has sound in the background. And I tried to mute the sound. I thought I had taken the sound off of it, but apparently it didn't. And it was playing, and I didn't know it was playing because it was only playing to the people. And somebody came on and goes, we can't hear you. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't hear me? There's like, I can't hear. I see your mouth moving. There's no words coming out. And I'm like, huh? And I went over there and I noticed the video was playing. It was playing at full blast, and it was totally drowning me out. And I'm like, oh, well, that's dumb. So I muted it and fixed the problem. But that's one of the things I got to do. These are your basic little things that a person who's being responsible about their stream would go check to see if their stream is working. See, it's kind of like me. I stream to get past my painting. I have so many minis I need to be painted. I'm so far behind, and I'm like, well, let's go stream. And I think of it as that I'm going to stream, not I'm going to paint. I'm going to stream and I paint while I'm on there. Or if I have video games that I want to play, it's like, oh, let's go stream. It's like, but I'm playing video games. I'm going to play video games that I'm streaming while I do it. And so it's kind of misleading. Somebody says, I'm going to go stream. They go, well, what are you going to stream? It's like, oh, video games or something. I really want to play Frosthaven again. I've been really wanting to get around to doing that, but I'm like, oh, I have to set it up, move the camera all the way over to here. So it's like, oh, got 2 cameras, got more stuff. Actually, I've got like 3 cameras set up when I'm doing a table game. So I got one over the top of the table. I have a video camera on me, and I have one that kind of is down by the miniature, so you can see the table from another angle. And it's fun to do. And I've got a number of people. Actually, on YouTube, I actually picked up most of my followers from playing Frosthaven for a few weeks, and then I haven't gone back to it. So I probably lost all those people, or they're waiting for me to play again. I've had 1 or 2 ask me when I'm doing the next scenario. But I know you've been a semi-regular, Drago. Or at least you've come by a few times before. So I do appreciate that. I've got a couple of people who've been making regular returns. I guess that's good, right? Returning people. Not too many people hate me. At least those people don't. But gotta do what you can. And I can get pretty goofy sometimes online, so that kind of helps. People like goofy people. I like goofy people, to be honest. I watch a couple of streams where these people just kind of get goofy, and it makes me laugh. I mean, I don't mind goofy. I'm not an over the top goofy kind of person though. The kind of, like Three Stooges kind of goofy. My son. Oh gosh, I'm running. It's 10:10. I gotta go to bed. I'll go tell you a story, but that'll have to be another time. Yeah, I appreciate it. Speaking of support, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not even up to a affiliate or anything on YouTube. You have to have 500. It used to be 1,000 subscribers. I've got like 100 or 40 or something. I don't know, something between 40 and 100. On here, I've got like 114, I think, 115. And then my workout streams had about 100 on Twitch, and on YouTube, I don't know, 50 something, maybe 40, 20. I don't pay that close attention. It's not that important really, other than that I'm not getting any closer to launching my Kickstarter because the goal is 800. I need to get at least 800 people on my Facebook page. So Active Minds Games, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook all go under Active Minds Games, not me, my company. And that's where you can see videos and pictures and all that stuff about the X case and Mage Cage. And on Facebook, I'm using that. I'm telling people, I said, look, if you like these, follow us on Facebook to let us know that you want to be part of the Kickstarter. And the reason I'm saying that is because I want people to, that's kind of like, this is all about the X Case Mage Cage, the products, okay? And if you just follow me here, I don't know that you're really interested in the cases because you just follow me here. So I don't know what percentage of those people have any interest at all in buying the cases or being part of the Kickstarter. So I'm telling people, if you're interested in the Kickstarter, go there, follow me there. And the goal is 800 there. I've got like 450 right now. So I got a little ways to go. But if people go follow me there and say, yeah, we'll back you there. I want to get some cases, but I'll put up more videos of what they are and all that kind of fun stuff. I got a lot of stuff I got to do, so I'm trying to do a little bit each day, something, some way. If it ain't editing a video, it's putting up something. Ain't. I did use the word ain't. If it isn't, I know. Ain't isn't even in the ain't dictionary. I don't even know why they have an ain't dictionary. Why would you have an ain't dictionary if the words doesn't exist? I don't get it. But it's like if you have, if I can just do a little bit each day, for the sake of the video, just make it look better. Like get the alerts working correctly, which I'm working on now, and get some more videos up. Trying to get my TikTok things going. I've got a few little tiny videos, not a lot of chit chat videos, just little things about my minis and stuff like that, just to just drum up people. And maybe I'll start throwing up videos where I'm chit chatting more. I haven't gotten around doing the TikTok chit chat because I find it difficult. I don't know. I sit here and talk to people here, but it's like, but the phone is weird. I'm not big on talking to myself in the car because you don't really talk to people when you're doing TikTok. I mean, you can do live, but that's not the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess I haven't really bothered with a TikTok audience. I don't know, but all right, I am done. I have to call it. I need to get to bed so I can get up and start my day again tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow I'll do my 12 o'clock lunch rush, I call it. Painting, where I try to paint a whole mini in an hour, which I quit trying to do, so I'm not doing that anymore. I can't paint a mini in an hour. I can, but it's like only 3/4 done or half done or whatever, and then I end up painting another lunch rush and then another, and then 4 hours later, I'm like, all right, that's mostly done. It's like, and then I come back to it later going, oh, but I didn't do a base and I didn't do blah, 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 blah. So I said, screw that. I'm just going to paint for an hour. I'll still call it the lunch rush because I'm rushing because I have to stop, get back to work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like you have to be able to talk to yourself. You'd be amazed how, if you can't talk to yourself, then you should not be a streamer because, especially when you're starting, those first, well, I'm not through that whole phase yet. It's the majority of time talking to yourself. It's the first 2 years minimum, probably going on 2.5, where you're talking to yourself a lot. There's some people though who, when they announce that they go live, they come on, they got 10 people, 20 people immediately. They turn on they start talking, and there's people there. That's cool. And there's people who got hundreds of people. I mean, Critical Role, by the time they go live, they've got 1,000 people waiting for them. So it's insane. I mean, they've got it all set up. They've got Thing is, once you get the ball rolling, once you hit critical mass is that point where it's self-sustaining, right? And I don't know what that is. I think for a streamer, critical mass is self-sustaining, means it's paying for you, it's paying for itself. You're paying. Once you hit critical mass, that's usually, I'd probably say for most people, that's 10 to 50,000 people. Maybe even 50. I'd probably say 50,000 followers because they're not all following you at once. And you're not making money off of everybody at once. 10,000, you're probably, I would think 10,000, you're probably making some money. I mean, you're obviously making money, but you're probably not self-sustaining yet. It's probably a nice little extra check or a little extra money each month. I don't know. I don't know what the math is. I'm guessing maybe 100, 200, something, 300. I don't know. It's not self-sustaining by any means. But I think once you start getting up to that 50 to 100,000 zone, your income is now probably pretty steady. And if you're really good at merchandising, like I'm going to be selling my the mage cages soon. I'm going to be doing a case that looks a lot like that, except it's all white, or blue, or gray. I mean, it's a choice. You'll be able to pick. That's fully lit. It's got LEDs in it. I'm going to put up a video of that soon, and for people to buy. And I'm going to put it on my Patreon page, and they can purchase it there. They can buy it off of my web store that I'm setting up. I have a web store. It's ActiveMindsGames.com. But I've disabled the charging on it because they charge me every month. And since I sold out of all the clear cases and most of the X cases, all I've got are mage cages left. I'm not selling a ton anymore, so I'm not really pushing them for sales anymore. I'm working to get the Kickstarter going. But the cases I do have, the mage cages, I'm going to custom install LED lights and market those for holidays that people buy them off pretty cheap. I mean, they're relatively cheap considering that when I actually get them sellable again, the new X cases are going to be like $6-7 more per unit. So it's going to suck. But, oh well, that's the way it is. Everything's gone expensive these days. Blah, blah, blah. My mouth is just going and going. Take it easy, Drago, Pancho. And anybody else who stops by later on, be sure to check out the X case if you're into miniatures. If not, well, just say hi. Leave comments. Take it easy.